Whenever you want to create and edit your text documents directly in the web browser, what is the name that hits you? It is Google Docs. Yes, this is the most renowned name. And in this video, we are going to talk about the top 5 Google documents, automation, where you can actually integrate Google Documents with different applications using Pabbly Connect. So you want to integrate Google Docs with Google Sheets or with Slack, Discord, WhatsApp, Facebook, etc. How you can do that? Let's understand that. So these are the most popular integrations when it comes to Google Docs. So write stories using OpenAI. So you have written stories using OpenAI. The OpenAI has generated these stories for you, and then automatically you have created a file in your Google Doc and then a folder where it is saved. Auto-generate blog from YouTube videos in minutes with OpenAI and save to Google Docs. Create and send bulk certificates on WhatsApp. Your work is definitely made easy here. Copy data from new Google Sheet rows to Google Documents template and send Discord channel messages for new Google Docs in Google Drive folders. Now all these integrations are so very helpful, but this is not it. It is not limited to this. So you have hundreds of integrations that you can do with Google Docs. So you can integrate Google Docs with different applications. Now without wasting any time, I'm going to show you the step-by-step guide on how you can integrate this. So let's begin. In this video, we are going to see how to generate a blog content using OpenAI and save to Google Docs. So let's say that you have uploaded a new video on YouTube, and every time a new video is uploaded there, so as per the title of that video, a description, a blog should be created, which can be done through OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence research and development company, and it really helps you a lot in content creation. So now once this is done, you want this information to be saved on Google Docs as well. Now how can you do this? Here you will have to integrate these 3 applications, and the same can be done using Pabbly Connect software. So this one-time setup can be done by making sure that your trigger application is YouTube, your action application is OpenAI and Google Docs. Now to understand how you can do this yourself, integrate and automate this entire process, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the video, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we click on enter, we have here reached the landing page of the software. Now here on the right hand side, you can see 2 options: sign in and sign up for free. If you already have an account with us, simply sign in. And if you are a new user, then you will have to first click on this tab sign up. It will not take any time, just 2 minutes, and then also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So now since I already have an account here, I'm going to click on sign in. So now we have reached the all applications page. Since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect software, let's click on access now. And here we have reached the dashboard of this application. Now on the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this, and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Here my objective is to write a blog post for YouTube videos using OpenAI, and then save those blogs to Google Docs. So I'm going to name it as YouTube OpenAI to Google Docs integration. So this is the name of my workflow. Let's click on create. So as soon as we have done this, now we have reached another window which has got 2 significant events. One is trigger and another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those 2 principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, and action is do this. So here for every YouTube video, we have to write a blog. Now my trigger application here would be YouTube. Let's click on this, and now the trigger event. Now this is the event that will make your workflow start, and here we have new video in channel with video URL, new comment on a channel. So let's say I'm going to go with new video in channel with video URL. Let's click on connect. Now here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the YouTube account. For setting up this connection, I'm going to click on add new connection and then connect with YouTube. Again here I have to select the account. Let's click on the account with which we have connected, and now we have to provide it the authorization. For that, let's click on continue, and here you can see that the authorization has been successful. Now here it is asking for the channel ID, so it is Pabbly, it has automatically captured it. And now if I take you to my YouTube account, so this is my YouTube channel. So here you can see that these were the videos that were recently uploaded. So now let's say that we are talking about this particular video and the name of this video is the end of an era. So my objective is that with this title a blog should be written. Now taking you back to Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on save and send test request. So as soon as I do that, here you can see that the last video that was uploaded, it has taken the title of the video. Then here we have the video ID. And then if I take you down, so this is the published time. So we have received the information and this is the channel title. Now moving further, I wish to write a blog with the title given here. So for this, I'm going to choose my next application as OpenAI. So let's click on this. Now the action event, again this is the event that will make your workflow execute. So here it will be to generate content. Why? Because I wish to generate a blog with the title that I have received above. Now I'm going to click on connect. Again here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account. For this I'm going to click on add new connection. Now to set up this connection we need this token. Now to understand from where we can find this token, we have to go and click on this hyperlink. Let's click on this. As soon as we do that, here you can see the secret key. Let's reveal this secret key and now copy this. This is your token. Go back to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. Once done, let's click on save to set up this connection. Here you can see that Pabbly Connect and OpenAI software, these are now connected. Now, to understand what is this OpenAI software and how can it help us to automatically generate a blog for our title, I'm going to take you to my OpenAI account first. So this is the OpenAI website and you can reach here by writing openai.com. And now here I'm going to take you to API. So as we come here, we can understand that this is a very powerful artificial intelligence software where you can perform a wide variety of natural language tasks, codecs, which translates natural language to code and etc. Here we are going to use the content generation part of this API. So here I'm going to click on login. So once logged in, here we have reached the dashboard of the application where we can see certain tutorials, examples, how to build an application, etc. Here we have to go to playground. So here we are going to understand how this particular software is going to help us in writing different blogs and also the different settings that are provided here so that we can customize it up to the maximum length. Now here we can see that it is written write a tagline for an ice cream shop. This is an extremely interesting software. So let me show you how. Write a blog on title. So let's say I've written write a blog on title and here I'm going to provide the title which is positive approach in life. So let me correct the spelling of title over here, right. So write a blog on title and the title here is positive approach on life. Now let me show you some magic. As soon as I click on submit, here you can see that it has given me a blog instantly. And what is the word limit here? The word limit is almost 256 characters. And it has given me an extremely interesting blog. The way we approach life matters a lot. It can create either make us or break us. A positive approach can lead to a happy and fulfilling life, while a negative one can make us miserable. So now the question is, how come it has created a short story? And can it create a longer one? Of course, yes. Here are the settings. Now let's see that first of all we have the mode and then we have the model. So here again we have got various models, but this one text WC002 is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. So I'm going to select this one. Now comes the temperature. So what does it do? It controls randomness, lowering results in less random completions. Basically, you have option from 0 to 1. So as this temperature approaches 0, so it can become more repetitive. So now let's say that you want to control this randomness. So accordingly, you can set it. I'm going to make it 0.7. Now comes the length of your write-up or your blog. So here this is the maximum number of tokens to generate. You can request till 4,000 tokens, and let's say that you just want to write a reply to the YouTube comments, then you will have to go for maximum 200 to 250, and if you want to write an essay or a larger block, then you can go till 4,000 characters. Now here comes the stop sequence. So up to 4 sequences where the API will stop generating further tokens. The return text will not contain the stop sequence. Now here, let's say I'm writing / and double hashtag. This is my stop sequence. I'm going to add this. So then we have top P, so it is already set up there. And then we have frequency penalty. So frequency penalty decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim. So I'm going to make it as 1, so which would make it not give me the same results over and over again. So now comes the presence penalty. Again, how much to penalize new tokens based on whether they appear in the text. So far, it increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. So again, I'm going to make it 1. Now here the best of, basically it generates multiple completion server side and displays only the best. So let's say I have to select the best of 3, so you can also enhance the number. So now that we have understood exactly the setting part and how can we generate content, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and here you can see it is asking us to fill in this information. Select AI model. So it has already been captured. Now the prompt. What is this prompt? So if I take you back to playground and show you the view code. So now to understand what is this prompt, I'm going to take you back to the playground of OpenAI. Now here, if I show you the view code, so here you can see prompt, write a blog on title, and we have the title. So basically this is your prompt. So you have to provide first the title, and before that write a blog on title. So similarly, like write a comment or write a reply to the YouTube comment or anything like that. So now I'm going to just copy this part and go back to Pabbly Connect, and here I'm going to paste it. Once done, now the title, and you can get this title from this first step. Basically this is known as mapping. You already have received this information, now you're just going to retrieve it. So going to step 1, here we have the title. So this is our title, the end of an era. So this entire thing is your prompt. Now the maximum number token was 256. Then we have the select sampling type. So the sampling type, we have options temperature sampling and nucleus sampling. So here we have chosen temperature. So going back, I'm just going to go with temperature sampling. Now the sampling value. So again, what was it? 0.7, which is temperature. The presence penalty was 1. Then the frequency penalty was also 1. And then the stop sequence. So what was our stop sequence? It was / and double hashtag. So once we have filled in this information, I'm going to click on save and send test request. Now as soon as we have done that, here we can see that we have received the API response. This is the object, this is the created time, then this is the model that we had selected, and this is the text that we have received. Basically the entire blog we have received. Okay, so this is the blog. Now and then as I come down, so this is the rest of the information. So prompt tokens, completion tokens, and etc. So basically this means that every new YouTube video that is uploaded on your channel, so with the title, a blog can be created. So the first part of integration is now complete, and now I want that every time a YouTube video is posted and a blog is created, this blog should be a part of my Google Documents. So now I'm going to choose my next application as Google Docs. Here it is. Let's click on this, and now I'm going to select my action event is we have to append a paragraph to a document. Why? Because the blogs are in the form of paragraphs. So I'm going to click on this and then click on connect. Again, Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Docs account. Let's click on add new connection and connect with Google Docs, and then select the account. Once done, we have to provide it the access. Let's click on continue. And here we can see that the authorization has been successful. Now here we have to select the document. So now I'm going to show you the document that I have created. So this is the document that I have created. The name is OpenAI doc. Now going back to Pabbly Connect. Here you can see that the document has already been captured, the name of the document. Now the inserted text. What do I want to be in this document? So again, I'm going to map this information. First, I'm going to go to the first step, and here I'm going to give the title. Once the title is given, let's click on enter, go to step 2 and the text, right? And here I can also add one more thing, which is OpenAI responses, right? So let me make this I capital. So once done, here I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here we can see that we have received the API response, which basically means that now this should be a part of my Google Docs. So let's go here and see, yes, we have received it. OpenAI responses, this is the title, and this is the blog that we have created, which basically means that this entire integration is a success. Now I'm going to take you back to our YouTube channel and check this in real time by uploading a new video. So let's upload another video. So I'm going to click on select files, videos. We have this video. Let's click on this, open. So as soon as this is done, so let's say the name of the title is Pabbly Connect tutorial. And then the description is, I'm going to go down. Yes, it's made for kids. Let's click on next. Again, I'm going to click on next. This is for public. Let's click on publish. So as soon as we have done that, here you can see that this particular YouTube video has been uploaded. Now what should happen? As soon as this video is uploaded here, automatically a blog should be created through OpenAI for the title that we have provided here. And then that title along with the blog should now be a part of our Google Docs. So as we reach here, we see that we haven't received the response yet. Why? To understand this, I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect, and here we can see that it is written that this trigger will check for new data in every 10 minutes, which means this application, the trigger application that we have chosen here, has a polling time of 10 minutes. So now we are supposed to wait for 10 minutes. And then our response would be received. So if your response is not received instantly, do not lose your patience. Just wait for 10-15 minutes. It will certainly come. And now I'm going to take you back to my OpenAI doc and see if we have received the response. So here you can see, yes, OpenAI responses, this is the title and this is the blog, which basically means that this entire integration process is a success. And I hope that you also have found this application OpenAI really interesting. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and understand the entire process. So let's go up. So our trigger application is YouTube, and the event that we have selected is new video in channel with video URL. Then our action application was OpenAI, where we had selected the event as generate content. Final action application was Google Docs, and the event was append a paragraph to a document. I hope you have found this video really helpful. If in case you have any doubt, then you can refer to the workflow. The same workflow that we have worked on is there in the description box. Also, you can clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any doubt or if you have any advice or suggestion for us, you can always write to us. In this video, we are going to see how to use OpenAI with Google Forms and Google Docs. So let's say that you're using a form builder application, which is Google Form here. So every time a form is submitted, let's say that there is this employee engagement survey in your office. Okay, so every time a form is submitted, now what you want is the data that you have received through those forms. There is certain data for which you have to generate content, and you are using OpenAI for the same. OpenAI is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps you in generating content. And then what you want is you want to create a document, append the generated content in that document and just save it. How can that be done? For this, you will have to integrate the 3 applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here your trigger application would be Google Forms, then your action application would be OpenAI, and then Google Docs. Now, how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see 2 tabs, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab, sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes. And also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So now since I'm an existing user, I'm going to click on sign in. So as I do that, here we have reached the all applications page. We are going to click on access now for Pabbly Connect. And here we have reached the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this. And a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Now here my objective is that I'm using Google Form as a form builder application, and every time I receive a response, let's say it is a survey to understand what kind of articles should be taken for the monthly newsletter. So everybody is filling up the form and they are submitting their responses. So what we have to do is, once we have received the response, with the help of OpenAI, we are going to generate the content, and then we are going to create a document in the name of the title and then append the paragraph there. So I'm going to name it as use OpenAI with Google Forms and Google Docs. Let's click on create. So as I do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one here is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens and action is do this. Basically, action here is the response of our trigger application. So in this integration, our trigger application would be Google Forms. Let's click on this. And now the trigger event would be new response received. Here on the right hand side, you can see it is written, this trigger will instantly capture new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time, which basically means that this application has got no polling time. So as soon as we receive the response, then automatically the workflow is going to run, and then we would receive the content generated through OpenAI and then finally the document. So now, here you can see that we have received a webhook URL. This is going to act as a bridge for connecting Google Forms with Pabbly Connect. I'm going to copy this, and then we are supposed to follow the following steps. So please read this carefully. Now I'm going to show you what we have to do. So first of all, I'm going to take you to the Google form that I have created. So here you can see that it is written, this is a survey for monthly newsletter, and here is the subtitle, monthly newsletter articles. Then I have got the following fields: full name, contact number, email address, and then suggest a topic for the monthly newsletter article. So once I have created this form, here we have to go to the last step, and you can see a field required. We are going to toggle this towards the right and turn it on. Why? So that the moment the person fills this and come to the last question, the moment this is filled, automatically the response would be generated. So once this is done, we are going to go to responses, and here you can see 3 dots. Let's click on this, and here we can see it is asking us to select the response destination. So here we have got two options. Either there is an existing spreadsheet, you can enter the response there, or you would want to create a new spreadsheet. So I'm going to create a new spreadsheet. Let's click on create. So as soon as that is done, so this spreadsheet has been created, and as I click on this, see here we have got the following column fields: the timestamp, full name, contact number, email address, and suggest a topic for the monthly newsletter article. I'm going to format this so that you can see this clearly. So let me just quickly enhance the font size, and let me put some color here. Okay, so once this is done, now what I am going to go back to my Google Forms. Okay, and now I'm going to click on this preview and I'm going to fill up this form. So let's say the full name here is demo user. Let's make it capital D and capital U. So this is the name of the person, the contact number, then we have the email address, and now suggest a topic for the monthly newsletter article. So let's say marketing strategies to enhance Instagram reach. Okay, so now I'm going to click on submit. So as soon as I do that, here you can see that the response has been captured. So we have got one extra field over here, which is timestamp. It is going to capture the time and date when the response has been received here in the Google Sheet. Now once this is done, I have to connect this sheet with Pabbly Connect. I can rename this as well. So I'm here going to write Google Form responses. Okay, so now here we have to go to extensions, then we are going to go to add-ons. Here we have to go to get add-ons. So this here is the Google Workspace Marketplace. Now we are looking for the application Pabbly Connect webhooks. Let's click on this. Now you can see that this has already been installed in my system. So please make sure once you have installed this, close this window and refresh the page. This is absolutely important. And once we have refreshed it, we are going to wait for a few seconds and then we are going to go back to extensions. And here you would be able to see Pabbly Connect webhooks. We are going to go to initial setup. So here you can see that the sheet has been selected. Now this webhook URL that we had just received through Pabbly Connect, I'm going to copy this and paste this over here. And now comes the trigger column. The trigger column is the final data column where the data is added. So in this particular sheet, it is column E. So I'm going to write E here. Let's click on send test. You can see that the test data has been sent successfully. Let's click on submit. And here you can see that the configuration is all set. I'm going to close this. Taking you back to extensions. Let's go back to Pabbly Connect webhooks. And here you can see send on event. Please make sure that you click on this to check on this so that every time a new form has been filled and the sheet captures the data, a response can be sent. Otherwise, it is not going to send the response. So here now you would be able to see that there is a check on this send on event. Now, I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect to see if we have received the response. And yes, here is our API response. This here is the trigger column, the timestamp. Then this is the article's topic. Then we have the sheet's name, spreadsheet ID. Then we have the sheet name and then sheet ID, row index, full name, email address and contact number. Now what is my objective? I have to generate content with the help of OpenAI. So I'm going to click on this and look for OpenAI as my application. Here it is. Now the action event here would be to generate content. I'm going to click on connect. We know that OpenAI is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps in generating content and images instantly. So here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account. I'm going to click on add new connection. Now to set up this connection, first we have to log into our OpenAI account and then click on this hyperlink. I have already logged in, so I'm directly going to click on this. And here you can see that it is asking me to create a new secret key. I'll click on this and the API key has been generated. Let's copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect, paste this over here. To set up this connection, I'm going to click on save. So here we can see that OpenAI is now connected with Pabbly Connect. So once this is done, now we have to map this information. But before I do that, I'm going to take you to my OpenAI website. So this is my OpenAI website. You can reach here by typing www.openai.com. Once you have reached here, you have to click on API. As soon as you do that, here it is saying that you can build next generation apps with OpenAI's powerful models. This is an absolutely powerful application that can literally make your life a lot easier. And here I'm going to click on login. So as soon as I do that, we would reach the dashboard of this application where you can see certain tutorials and examples. Here we are directly going to go to playground, and as per the name suggests, this is an extremely interesting space. Let me show you how. So here let me say that I want to write a story on a flower. Okay. Now as soon as I have written this and I click on submit, let's see the miracle. It has automatically started to write a story. Now the best part here is that you can actually alter the length of this article as well. Now I'm going to throw some light on the various features that it has got. So here, first of all, we have got the mode and then we have the models. So we usually go for Text Vinci 003. Why? Because this is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. It can perform any task the other GPT-3 models can. So it can process up to 4,000 tokens per request. Then we have the temperature. Temperature controls randomness. So as the temperature approaches 0, the model will become deterministic and repetitive. And as it approaches 1, so it is going to produce random responses. Now the next thing that we have here is maximum length. Maximum length is the maximum number of tokens to generate. So here you can request and use up to 2048 to 4000 tokens, and the exact limit of the number of tokens that we can use depends and varies by model to model. One token is roughly 4 characters for normal English text. Now comes the stop sequence. This is absolutely important. So the moment you put the stop sequence, automatically the API will stop generating further tokens. So let's say the stop sequence is // single hashtag. Then top P, frequency penalty and presence penalty. So this basically, like if we talk about frequency penalty, it decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim, and presence penalty increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. Then we have best of. So OpenAI can generate multiple completions server side and display only the best. You can select from 1 to 10. So every time the workflow runs, you will be able to receive 10 responses, out of which it is going to present to you the best one. Now the next thing is prompt. To understand that, let's click on this view code, and here you can see prompt. Prompt is basically the instruction that we have provided. So here we have provided the instruction, write a story on a flower. So this is our prompt. So I hope this is clear to you. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and let's map this data. How do we do this? So first of all, we have the AI model. I'm going to select text Da Vinci 003. Then we have the prompt. So here I'm going to write an article on, and now I'm going to map the title. How do I do that? So it is showing me the previous step. I click on this and this is the topic. Now this is known as mapping. Mapping is that I already have the information in the previous step and I'm just going to retrieve it. And why is mapping important? Because every time you run the workflow, if I had written this manually, it would have only taken the manually written data. So the new data would never have been included, so the workflow would have been a waste, and that is why it is important to map the data. So once the prompt is written, then the maximum number of tokens. So here you can see that the default value is 256. Let's say that I want a big article, so I'm writing 300 tokens. Then the sampling type. So that the sampling type, here we have got two options, temperature and nucleus. Since I want random data every time, I'm selecting temperature sampling. Now comes the sampling value, presence penalty and frequency penalty. So here we have the range. So the sampling value ranges between 0 to 1. Presence penalty and frequency penalty ranges between -2 to 2. And the default values here are 0.7, 0 and 0. So here I'm just going to write the default values. Okay. And the next thing is stop sequence. So the stop sequence is // single hashtag, and then we have the best of. So I'm just going to write 1. Let's click on save and send test request. So as we do that, here we have received the API response, and this is the article that we have just received. So this is my article. So once I have received this, what is my next objective? My next objective is to create a document in the name of the title. So my application would be Google Docs. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be to create a blank document. Let's click on connect. Here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Docs account. I'm going to click on add new connection and then sign in with Google. So as I do that, here it is asking me to choose the account. Once done, it is going to ask me to provide access to the Google account. So this is absolutely secure. I'm going to click on allow to provide it the access, and here we can see that the authorization has been successful, which basically means that Pabbly Connect is now connected with Google Docs. And here I have to map the document name. So I want the name of the document to be the same as that of my title. So I'm going to click on this, go to step 1, and this here is the title, and this should be the name of my document. So let's click on save and send test request. So as I do that, I'm going to take you to Google Docs, and yes, here you can see that a document has been created. The name is Marketing Strategies to Enhance Instagram Reach, and this is a blank document. So going back to Pabbly Connect, what is my next objective? To append a paragraph here. So I'm going to add another action step. Again, the application would be Google Docs. Let's click on this. And the action event this time would be to append a paragraph to a document. Let's click on connect. I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection here. And now here I'm going to turn this map button on, delete this, and now I'm going to map the document ID. How do I do this? So we had received the document ID in the previous step. Google Docs, create a blank document. So I'm going to click on this, and as I go down, here you would be able to see document ID. Let's click on this. Now the inserted text. What do I want to insert? For this I'm going to go to step 2, and this text here is the paragraph that is to be appended. Let's click on save and send test request. And once this is done, we have received the API response. I'm going to take you back to the Google document, and yes, here you can see that the paragraph is now a part of my Google documents, which basically means that this integration is a complete success. So I'm going to take you back to the form that we had filled. Let's click on submit another form. This time the first name here is test user. Then we have the contact number. Then we have the email address, which is testuser@pabblytudes.com. And then we have the topic. So let's say the topic here is why has Instagram become so popular? Okay, so this is my next topic. Now I'm going to click on submit. So here you can see that my response has been submitted. Now I'm going to take you to the Google Sheet first. So here you can see that the response has been captured here, and then we are going to go to the Google Docs. So let me show you the home page, and here we can see that another article has been captured in a document which has been named why has Instagram become so popular, and this here is our article. Isn't that fantabulous? This is so easy, and a lot of time has been saved here. This basically says that our integration is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what did we do. So here our trigger application was Google Forms, where we had the event as new response received. Then our action application was OpenAI, where we had generated content, and our final action application was Google Docs, where first we had created a blank document and then we had appended a paragraph to a document. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. If in case you have some specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
Hey everyone, in this video you will learn how you can copy the data of new Google Sheet rows into a Google Docs template automatically. So guys, if you are using Google Docs and Google Sheets together frequently, you already know how time consuming it can be to copy the data from one file to another. So guys, if you are generating reports, proposals, or any other kind of document using Google Docs, which requires data to be transferred from Google Sheet into Google Docs, this video is for you, because here I'm going to show you a simple automation by which you can send the data of new Google Sheet rows into Google Docs template automatically. And we are going to set up this automation without any coding, super simply. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So to set up this automation, we are using Pabbly Connect, which is an automation and integration tool. And guys, this is the landing page of Pabbly, and I'm going to paste the link of this page in the description so that you can sign up for free and you will get free automation tasks every month to test and set up your automations. So you can just sign up right now from the given link, and after that you have to sign in and select Pabbly Connect product. Then you will reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect here. Okay. And from here guys, you have to click on this create workflow button. Here you can give a suitable name to your workflow as well. So I am giving the name here as Google Sheets new rows to Google Docs. Alright, so after giving such names, you have to click on create button and you will see your workflow page will load up like this. And on this page guys, you will find these two modules, the trigger and the action. So our automations are based on these two things only. So guys, trigger is that event which start this workflow, and the action is the automated consequence or the response of the trigger. So in our use case, adding of a row of data in Google Sheets application is going to trigger this workflow, and the data will be transferred to Google Docs application's template automatically. That will be the action. Okay, so here in this choose app field, you have to search for trigger application, which is Google Sheets in our case. Okay, and you have to select the trigger event as new or updated row, and it will give you this webhook URL. So with the help of this, we can create a connection with Google Sheets application, and by following these steps written here, and after that we are going to capture the response of that connection. So you can read the instructions. Let me show you directly how you can create this connection. First of all, you need to open the spreadsheet. This is my spreadsheet, and you have to open, if you are using multiple Google accounts in the same browser just like me, it is better to open the spreadsheet first in incognito mode to make the connection properly. So I have already opened it here. Let me show you that. This is my spreadsheet. Okay, and here guys, you will find this extensions option. Click on extensions, and from this add-ons option, click on get add-ons, and from this Google Workspace Marketplace window, you have to install an add-on which is called Pabbly, Pabbly, Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Okay, install this add-on here. I have already installed it, and after installing this add-on, you have to refresh the spreadsheet. That is an important step. Okay, and after refreshing, when you click on extensions again, you will find the Pabbly Connect Webhooks option available here in the drop down. Alright, from here you have to click on initial setup button. Under initial setup, you will find these two fields, the webhook URL field and the trigger column field. So in the URL field, you have to paste the URL that you got from your workflow, and in the trigger column, you have to mention your final data column of your spreadsheet. So what does that mean? Let me show you. So guys, here you can see I am entering the details of shortlisted candidates. Okay, and here I am entering the data like the department in which they applied for, the name of the candidate, the email address, and the contact person's name. All right, or the manager's name. So here you can see guys, as I'm going to start filling the data, I am going to fill this A column first, then column B, then C, and finally the D column. So as and when I'm going to enter the D column data, that is going to trigger the workflow. So our trigger column is D column here, okay, or the last column. Right, so let me first copy the URL that I got from a workflow. So this is my webhook URL. I'm going to copy it, and let me just paste it here. The extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, initial setup. Here is the URL field. Let me just erase this field and let me paste the URL. Okay. And here is the trigger column, and I have already entered as D. And here you can see guys in the workflow, as I have copied the URL here, it started showing waiting for the webhooks response. This means now you have to perform a test submission. Test submission means now we are going to bring some test data from our spreadsheet to here in the response of this trigger. So here guys, you can see in my spreadsheet, we have this send test button. So when you click on send test, the data of the first row that you have in the spreadsheet will be sent to the workflow as the test data. So let me just click on it. And here you can see test data sent successfully. Okay, this is the data that is sent. Okay, now you can click on submit button, and you can see your connection is configured. Now you can close this window. Let me show you if we got the data captured. Here you can see guys, in this response section, we got the data captured like this. And here you can see the trigger column name, the spreadsheet's name, the row index from where the data is coming. And here you can see the name of the candidate, the email, the contact person, and the department. Everything got captured here as it is, as we had here in our spreadsheet, right? That's how you can capture the data. Now you can go back to your spreadsheet, and from here you have to do one thing more, that is click on extensions, and from Pabbly Connect Webhooks option, check this send on event option as well. So when you check the send on event option, what will happen whenever you are going to add any new row here, that is going to trigger the workflow. So on every event, the workflow is triggered. That is what it meant for. And after that, you can come back to the workflow, and from here, now let us fill this data or send this data to my Google Docs template. So in my Google Docs, I have created an offer letter for my shortlisted candidates. Okay, so this is the offer letter template I have created, and this is the data I want to paste here: the employee's name, the contact person's name, and the current date, and the HR's name. Okay, these are the three or four things I want to paste here from my Google Sheets. Okay, so let's connect the Google Docs application here, and you can see here, here we are going to enter the current date on which we are generating the offer letter. So for sending the current date here, we need to first have the current date here, but in this data we do not have the current date. So for generating the current date, we are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect which is called date time formatter. So here in this action step, first of all, I'm going to search for date time formatter, and here we have an action event which gives you the current date. So the name of the action event is current date only. Select it and click on connect. And here it is asking the format of the date, so you can choose any standard format as you want. I'm choosing this one, and now I do not want to include any time in the response, so I'm just making it false, and just click on save and send test request button, and you will get the current date received like this in this label. Here's the current date. Alright, now click on this plus icon and another action step will open up. Here we are going to connect with Google Docs. Here is Google Docs. Select it, then select the action event as create document from template. Okay, then click on connect. From here, select add new connection, then click on sign in with Google. From here, you have to choose that Google account by which you have created the template. Then you have to give some additional access to Pabbly Connect to your Google account. So just click on continue from here, and you can see the authorization is successful and we are now connected. And then it will ask for the ask to select your template document's name. So when you click here, it will show you the list of all the documents that you have in Google Docs, and this is the template I am using, and the name of this is job offer letter template. Okay, so I'm going to select it from here. This is job offer letters exact template. Right, now it is asking for the new document's name. So we are creating new documents from a template, so you need to give a name to the newly created document. So to give a name, I'm going to use this data that I have just received from my spreadsheet. So I have received the name of the candidate and the email ID of the candidate as well. So I'm going to use these labels only to create a name. So I'm going to map the labels here. So just click here and the previous steps will appear in the drop down. So from this Google Sheet step, I'm mapping the email address of the person, because email addresses are unique, so that we can easily identify the documents for different candidates. Okay, so after mapping the email address, I'm also putting offer letter here, so the name will be clear, right? And here it is asking for the documents location. So all the documents being generated out of this template is going to be saved inside my Google Drive directory in any folder. So you have to select the folder's name here. So this is my folder named as new recruits offers. This is my Google Drive's folder. So I'm going to select this name from here. Just search for the name new recruit offers. Here it is selected. Okay. Now here you can see it started showing these four fields: the current date, employee name, contact person, and HR name. These are appearing here because we have placed these variables or placeholders here in double curly braces. So the things that you want to change here in any document template, you need to place these placeholders here in double curly braces. And when you place these things here, the things will appear, the placeholders will appear in form of fields in your workflow. And by mapping the data here, you can change the value of those fields. So to map the values here, you just have to click here. And for the current date, I'm going to use the second step where we have fetched the current date and map it here. For the employee name, use the Google Sheet step and map the name. Similarly, for the contact person, map the contact person label. And in the HR name, I'm going to map the contact person only because the contact person is my HR only. Okay. Right. Now guys, to check your connection with Google Docs, you just have to click on Save and Send Test Request button, and a new document, a fresh document will be created out of this template with all the filled details, and it will be saved here in this Google Drive. So let us just check it. I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button, and this is the response we got here. Let us just check directly in Google Drive if we got a new file created. And here you can see guys, we got a new file created with the same name. You can see the email ID, offer letter. Let me open this document also. And in this document, you can see here we got the date placed, the name placed, the manager's name placed, and the HR names also placed here properly at the right place as we have mapped, as we have entered the placeholders. So this is how you can copy paste data from Google Sheet rows to Google Docs automatically in proper places without any manual intervention, just by setting up this automation. Now we have to set up it only once. After that, you do not have to do anything manually in this workflow. After that, you just have to add the details of the candidates here in these rows. That is going to trigger our workflow, and new documents will be created automatically that you can find here in your Google Drive automatically. And the workflow is going to run in the background. And guys, you can use this workflow as well, as I'm going to paste the link of the same workflow in the description. You can clone it in your own free Pabbly Connect account and start using this automation instantly.
So in this video, we are going to learn how to send Discord channel message for new Google Doc in Google Drive folder. Now suppose guys, you and your team members are working on some kind of project where you keep on creating new documents, new Google Docs for your work. And all of those documents are added into one specific folder on your Google Drive. Now you want that whenever a new document is created in that Google Drive folder, whenever a new Google Doc is added in that Google Drive folder, you want to send a notification, a message on your Discord channel updating your team members. Now guys, let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. So the trigger of this automation will be getting a new doc created in Google Drive. An action will be sending the same newly created doc details as a message on our Discord channel. Details like the link of the document, the name of the document, and all of them as well. Now how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, this is my Google Drive folder. Now I want that whenever I create a Google Doc, a new document in this Google Drive folder, I want to share the link and the details of that document on our Discord channel with my team members automatically. Now here guys, we have a condition that I only want to share the documents which I create in this folder, the Google Docs. I don't want to share the Google spreadsheets or Google slides or forms which I create in this folder. So we have the specific condition as well. Now to do this guys, we are going to use an automation and integration platform named as Pabbly Connect, because we don't have any direct connection, any native integration between Google Drive and Discord. So as you can see, we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard right now. And to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name to begin with. So I want my name to be Google Drive to Discord. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. So first one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here was, first we have to connect our Google Drive account with Pabbly Connect, so that whenever we create a new file, a new document in Google Drive, we will get the details of that document, that file inside Pabbly Connect workflow. Then after that, in Pabbly Connect, we are going to add a filter condition that if the new file or the new document which we have created in Google Drive is a Google Doc, it's a document, not a spreadsheet or not a Google form or anything like that, only in that case, this automation workflow will be continued further. And then after that, in the next step, we will send the details or share the new document which we have created on our Discord channel. So let's begin. Now here in trigger window, in choose app, search for Google Drive. Just select it. And then in trigger event from the drop down, we have to select the trigger event as new file in specific folder because we want to get the new files from this particular folder, a specific folder. So we are going to select this trigger event over here. After selecting the trigger event, just click on connect and select add new connection. And here guys, we have to connect our Google Drive account with Pabbly Connect. So to make this connection, click on this sign in with Google button, select your Google Drive account, scroll down and click on continue. And as we click on continue, we will see our Google Drive account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, here in this drop down of folder or subfolder, you can see a list of all the folders or subfolders which you have created in your Google Drive account. So this is the list of all the folders which I have in my Google Drive account. And out of all of this, we have to select the folder that files from which specific folder we want to receive inside Pabbly Connect. So I want to get the details or the files or the documents from this specific folder named as new document. So I'm going to select new document, this folder over here. And then after this, just click on save and send test request. But after clicking on save and send test request, the details of the most recent file, the latest file or the latest document which we have created in this folder will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So what we can do, we can actually create a new document and then click on save and send test request to capture the data, capture the response. So we will go to this folder and click on this new button and we are going to create a new document. Let's start with a blank document over here. So this is the document and let me enter some text, some details in this document. Okay, so just now we have added some text, some details in this document. Here it is. And let me name this document as automation and integration just for an example. So this is the name of the document and just now we have created a new document in Google Docs. And here in this Google Drive folder, you can see that the same document has been created. When you will open this document, here you can see the exact same document over here. Now here guys, after creating a document in Google Drive, we will get back to Pabbly Connect and click on save and send test request. After clicking on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you can see the details of the same document which we have just now created in this Google Drive folder. So here we will scroll down and we will see the details. Like here you can see the link of the document. Here we will scroll down. You can see the title of the document as well. Here it is. You can see the thumbnail link. Then we will scroll down further and you can see some other details over here, like the owner details. And here you can see the self link of this document which we have created. Then we will scroll down further. You can see the picture URL. And then here you will have an option named as type. So here in front of this, you can see there is some text and at last it is written document over here. Now here guys, in our Google Drive folder, we have options to create different files, different file formats. So when you will click on this new button, you can create a doc, a sheet, a slide, a form, or multiple types of file format. But using this automation, we want only the Google Docs, the documents files which we are creating or adding in this specific folder. We want to share or send the link of that file for only those documents on Discord. So here guys, in type, you can see we have received the type of the file which we have created, that is document. So on the basis of this file type, we are actually going to set up a filter, a condition in this automation workflow that if the file type whose response, whose details we have received from Google Drive is document, then only this automation workflow should be continued. So from Google Drive in this trigger window, we will get the details of each and every file we add in this specific folder. But using this filter, we will only filter out the files which are document files over here. So to add this filter, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in choose app, select filter over here. Now after selecting filter by Pabbly, the first thing it asks us is to select the label. And we are going to select file type, basically this type response as the label on which we are going to add the filter condition. So here in select label from the drop down, here you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Drive. And out of all of these responses, select this response of type. Here it is. And then just select this label over here. And filter type will be equals to, from the drop down, we are going to select the filter type to contains and the value will be document. So here guys, we have added this filter condition that if the response which we get from Google Drive of a new file, in that response, here in this response of type contains document, this word, then only this automation workflow will be continued further. So just click on this save and send test request button. And because for this response which we have captured over here right now, we have the document word in this filter type, in this type response, then that is why here you can see that in filter you can see the condition is true. It is showing us the condition is true. And only in this case, the automation workflow will be executed further. So here guys, the step 2 of setting up this automation is also completed. We have successfully received the details of the new file which we have created or added in Google Drive of the new document. And then we have also added a filter condition that only the files that are document, only Google Doc files should be shared or continued further and send the details on Discord. Now after this guys, what we have to do, we have to actually change the share permission of this file as well. So we want to share this document which we have just now added in Google Drive on Discord channel so all of our team members can access. But right now the share permission of this document is private to only me. So in the next step, first we are going to change the share permission of this document. For that, just click on this add action step button and then here in choose app, search for Google Drive once again. Just select it. And then in action event from the drop down, we have to select the action event as share a file with anyone. Just select the action event, click on connect. And because we have connected our Google Drive account in the previous step, so we don't have to make a new connection. You can select the existing connection and click on save. After clicking on save, the next thing it asks us is the file ID. That what is the file ID? What is the file whose share permission we want to change? So here in trigger response guys, you will see every time we will get a new file, we will get the response of a new file. But here in this response guys, you will see a response of file ID. So here we will scroll down and here you can see the response of file ID. Just scroll down to here. Okay, here it is a response of ID and this is the file ID. We have to basically map this same file ID, this response of ID over here in this file ID field. So first turn this mapping button on in front of it and clear the default response. After clearing the default response from Google Drive responses, select the response of ID and map it over here. So here we will just scroll down and search for the response of ID over here. Just search for it. And here it is. Just select it and it will be mapped. So for whatever file we get the response from Google Drive, like in Google Drive, whatever file we add, that file's details, new file's details will be received inside Pabbly Connect. And then after that, in that response, we will also get the file ID of that particular file. So we have mapped the same file ID over here. And then just click on save and send test request. After clicking on save and send test request, here you will see using this action event of Google Drive inside Pabbly Connect, that is share a file with anyone, we have successfully shared or changed the share permission of this file. So here you can see that the share permission of this document was private to only me, but now it has changed to anyone with the link. So anyone with the link of this document can access this document over here. And then when you will scroll down further, here you can see different types of link for the same documents are over here. Here you can see the web view link. We will just copy this web view link from here, go to a new tab and paste it over here. And using this link, anyone who is having this link can access this document over here. So we can share this link of the document which we have just now added on our specific folder, this specific folder in Google Drive with our team members on Discord. So guys, we have successfully changed the file permission as well. Now let's send these new file details to Discord channel. Click on this add action step button and then here in choose app, search for Discord. Just select it. Then in action event from the drop down, select the action event as send channel message. Click on connect. After clicking on connect, the first thing it asks us is the webhook URL. Now here guys, we have to basically create a webhook URL in our Discord account for the specific channel on which we want to send the message and the details. And after creating that webhook URL, we have to paste that same webhook URL over here in this webhook URL field. Now here you must be thinking how you can create this webhook URL. So to create it, just go to your Discord server and after going to your server, on the left side here you can see this down arrow. Just click on it and go to server settings. After coming to the server settings page, here from the left sidebar, just click on this integrations page and go to webhooks. Click on new webhook, and here you will see a new webhook URL is just now created in our Discord account. Let's change the name of this webhook URL, for example, Google Drive. This is the name I am giving to this webhook URL. And the next thing it asks us is the channel, that using this webhook URL, on which of our Discord channel we want to send the message. So in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the Discord channels which we have created. Out of which I have this Discord channel named as new documents. I want to send the new document link on this channel, so I'm selecting this channel over here. Then just click on copy webhook URL and click on save changes. And now you can see that this webhook URL is created in Discord. After copying the webhook URL, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste the same URL over here. After pasting this webhook URL, in the next field it asks us is the message, that what is the message we want to send on our Discord channel. So I want my message to be hello team, and that is it. So this is a simple message which I want to send on my Discord channel, which says, hello team, we have a new document in Google Drive. And then we want to enter or mention the name of the document and the link of the document by clicking on which the team members can access that document. So here guys, what we want to mention the name of the document in front of this doc name over here in the message. So we have received the name of the document from Google Drive in responses. So in trigger response, we have received the document name. Let's search for it. And here it is, the title of the document which we have added into a specific folder of Google Drive. So from this response, we have to map this response of title of the document over here in this field of doc name. And as you all know, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and from the drop down from Google Drive responses, select the response of the title of the document and it will be mapped over here. Then we want to mention the link of the document. So using Google Drive's action share a file with anyone, we have changed the share permission of this file. So from this drop down, we are going to share the web view link of this file. Instead of this, if you want to share the PDF of the document or the Google Docs which we have created, you can share the PDF, zip or any other file format as well. So I want to share the web view link, so I'll just map the web view link of the document over here. Then in this way, guys, you can basically create any kind of message according to your requirement, and you can map any data from Google Drive steps over here to send as a message on your Discord channel to your team members. After creating the message of your choice and mapping all the required data which you want, here the next thing it asks us is the bot name. So on our Discord channel, a bot is going to send this message on our behalf. So what will be the name of the bot? You can change the name of the bot as well. For example, I want to name my bot as Google Drive. And also the next thing it asks us is the bot icon. So not just the name, you can actually change the icon or the logo of the bot as well. So whatever image you want to mention or add in place of the bot icon, you just have to enter the link, the URL of that image over here in this bot icon field. And with the same display picture, with the same icon, that bot with the same name will be sending the messages on our Discord channel. The last thing it asks us is text to speech. So I want to disable text to speech. So I'm just selecting disable and click on save and send test request. Now, when we click on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the message which we have created over here is been sent on our Discord channel. So let's check it. We will go to Discord channel. And yes, guys, here you can see that a same message which we have created, which we have drafted over here, is been sent on the same channel for which we have created the webhook URL. And this message is shared by a bot named as Google Drive, the same name which we have given over here in Pabbly Connect. The message says, hello team, we have a new document in Google Drive. The doc name, automation and integration. The same name of the document which we have created in our Google Drive folder over here. And then you can see the link of the document over here. Whenever a user or team member will click on this link, they can see that here the document is open in front of them. So here guys, you can see that our automation workflow which we have created is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever there will be a new document into a specific folder of our Google Drive, automatically the link of the document and the details of the document will be shared as a channel message on our Discord channel with our team members. Now guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once in real time. So in this folder of our Google Drive, we are going to create another document. Just click on this new button, go to Google Docs and click blank document. Now let's add some content over here in this document. For example, I'll add it as we are just testing this automation. So this is just a simple text I have added, and I'm adding the title of the document as test doc. This is the name of the document. So here you will see we have just now created a new doc, a test doc in our Google Drive folder. And we will see within 10 minutes automatically the details of the same doc which we have just now created in this specific folder of Google Drive named as new document. The same doc details will be shared on our Discord channel as a channel message. Now it actually takes 10 minutes guys, because the connection between Google Drive and Pabbly Connect is a polling based connection. And every 10 minutes, this struggle will check for new data in our Google Drive account. Every 10 minutes, Pabbly Connect will check for new documents in our Google Drive folder. So here let's wait for 10 minutes. Okay, so we have successfully waited for 10 minutes. Now let's go to our Discord channel. And yes guys, here you can see that we have a message on Discord which says, hello team, we have a new document in Google Drive. Doc name test doc. The same doc name which we have just now given to this document. And then here you can see the link, the URL of the document. When you will click on this link, here you can see that the same document opens in front of us. Now this means the automation workflow which we have created is working perfectly fine, and we have tested this automation in real time. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
In this video, we are going to see how we can generate creative stories using OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps you in creating human-like content. So let's say that you have got a spreadsheet. Here we have taken the example of a Google Sheet, and every time a story title is added here as a new row, then with the help of OpenAI, you would be able to create a very creative story. And now you will be creating a document in the name of the story, and then finally append the story in that document. In your Google Sheet, you will be updating the cell value with the link of that document. So basically what should happen, every time a new row is added, automatically the link of the document with the story in it should be updated in the same sheet. How can that happen? For this, you will have to integrate the applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here your trigger application would be Google Sheet, and your action applications would be OpenAI, Google Docs, Drive and Google Sheet. Now how can you do this yourself, integrate and automate this entire process? To understand that, let me take you to my screen. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can generate creative stories automatically. So let's say that you have got the spreadsheet, and every time you update the spreadsheet with a story title, example, the importance of friendship. Then as soon as you click on enter, automatically first it is going to create a story with the help of the OpenAI application, and then a document would be created in the name of the story title, and finally the link of that document would be shared with us in this particular sheet, just like this. Now how can you do this yourself automatically? To understand that, let's begin. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply sign in. If you are a new user, then please sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks to explore this application completely. Now I'm going to click on sign in as I'm an existing user here. And here we have reached the all applications page, where I'm going to click on access now for Pabbly Connect now. And here we have reached the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. So I'm going to click on this, and a dialog box has appeared which is asking me to name this workflow. So here my objective is to create different stories, to generate stories using OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence and deployment company. So now I'm going to click on create. And here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, and action here is do this. Basically, action here is the response of our trigger application. Now here, what is the process? So let's say that I have got certain titles, story titles in my Google Sheet. So with the help of OpenAI, I would be able to generate content, basically write stories. And then in the name of the story, I'm going to create a document in Google Docs. And then I'm going to store the link of that document back in the Google Sheet. So here my trigger application would be Google Sheets. Let's click on this. And now the trigger event. So this is the event that will make my workflow start. So this would be new or updated spreadsheet row. So every time a new row is added with a new story title, this workflow will run. So here we have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge for connecting Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to copy this, and now we have to follow the following steps to set up this connection. So here I'm going to take you to the Google Sheet that I have created. So let's name it as story titles. Okay, so I've named it as story titles. This is the name of my spreadsheet. The name of my sheet is sheet 1. Now here I've got two column fields, story title and story document link. So here I have filled in the story title. The name is The Importance of Freedom. Now to set up the connection between Pabbly Connect and Google Sheets, first we have to go to extensions, and then from here we have to go to add-ons. Let's go to get add-ons. Here we have reached the Google Workspace Marketplace, and here we have to look for Pabbly Connect webhooks. So here it is. You can see that it has already been installed on my system. So make sure that once this is installed, you close this and then you have to refresh the page. This is an extremely crucial step. So once you have refreshed this, we are going to wait for a few seconds, and now I'm going to click on extensions, and you can see Pabbly Connect webhooks in the drop down. So here we are going to go to initial setup, and now we can see that it has already selected the sheet name. And going back to Pabbly Connect, this webhook URL that we have received, I'm going to copy this, go back to Google Sheet and paste this over here. Then the trigger column. Now the trigger column is the final data column in which the data is added, and here it would be column A. So I'm going to write column A and click on send test. So as soon as I do that, here we can see that the test data has been sent successfully. Then I'm going to click on submit, and the configuration is all set. So I'm now going to close this. Going back to extensions, there is an important step that we have to do. We have to check on this send on event, because if this is not checked, then every time the workflow runs, it would not be able to send the response. So I'm going to click on this, and now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to see if we have received the API response. And yes, we have received. So here we can see the trigger column is A. What is the story title? The Importance of Freedom. Spreadsheet name is story titles. Spreadsheet ID is this. This is the sheet name, sheet ID and row index. So once we have received this information, what is my objective? That with this story title, I should be able to generate a story. So my next action application would be OpenAI. OpenAI is an extremely interesting artificial intelligence and development company that helps in creating human-like content. It can help you in generating content as well as generating images. So here, what would be my action event to generate content? Let's click on connect. And here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account. To set up this connection, we are going to click on add new connection, and here we need a token, which is basically this API key, and we can receive the same by clicking on this hyperlink. But before that, we have to log in to our OpenAI account. So now I'm going to take you to my OpenAI account. Basically, this is the website. And here I'm going to click on this API. This says that build next generation applications with OpenAI's powerful models. So now I'm going to log in here. And here we have reached the dashboard of this application. So here we can see there are certain tutorials and examples. I'm directly going to take you to Playground. And as per the name says, this is an extremely interesting space. Now let me show you a miracle. When I say write a story on a board, and as soon as I click on submit, So here you can see that it has automatically started generating a story of its own, where you can actually select the length of the story that you want. I'm going to throw some light on the different features it has, but it is definitely going to help you a lot. So all the content writers over there, this is definitely a boon for us. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect. And here I'm going to click on this hyperlink to receive the API key to set up the connection. And here you can see it is written create new secret key. I'm going to click on this and the API key has been generated. Let's copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. Now I'm going to click on save to set up this connection. So here OpenAI and Pabbly Connect are now connected. Now we need to fill in this information. Basically, we have to map this information. But before we do that, I'm going to take you back to OpenAI to understand the various features that it has. So I'm going to quickly delete this. Now, first of all, the mode. So it has got different modes, complete and insert. Then here you have edit. Then here is the model. So it has got various models, but I'm going to go ahead with TextDaVinci 003 because this is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. It can perform any task the other GPT-3 models can. It can process up to 4,000 tokens per request. So I'm going to go ahead with this. Now the temperature, basically it controls randomness. So as the temperature approaches 0, the model will become deterministic and repetitive. But as it approaches 1, that it is going to produce random responses. Now the maximum length. So the maximum number of tokens to generate is the maximum length. So you can request up to 2048 to 4000 tokens shared between prompt and completion. What is prompt? I'm going to come back on this. The exact limit varies by model. Now here 1 token is roughly 4 characters for normal English text. Now the stop sequence. So this is extremely important because as soon as you put this sequence, then automatically the API will stop generating further tokens. So it's like a full stop. So here let's say the stop sequence is / and hashtag. You can give your own stop sequence. Then we have top P and then we have frequency penalty. It decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim, and presence penalty increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. Now the best of, so it generates multiple completion server side and displays only the best. So let's say that I've selected 3. So it is going to generate 3 stories and it is going to put forward the best one. So once we are done with this, I'm going to click on this view code to understand what is prompt. So here you can see prompt basically is the instruction that we provide. So here it is written, write a tagline for an ice cream shop. So this is the instruction. So this is our prompt. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and here we are going to fill in this data. First of all, the models. So I'm going to go ahead with TextDaVinci 003. Then the prompt. So here I'm going to write a story on. Now the topic, I'm going to map the topic. And how do I do that? So it is going to show me the previous step. So I'm going to click on this and this is the story title. So write a story on the importance of freedom. This is how I want my instruction to be. And then the maximum tokens. So here let's say that I want 300 tokens. And then the sampling type. So here we have got 2 options, nucleus sampling and temperature sampling. Since I want random data every time, I'm going to go ahead with temperature sampling. Now the sampling value. So the sampling value here can be between 0 to 1. Since I want random data, I'm going to go ahead with 0.7, which is the default value. Then the presence penalty, it can be between -2 to 2 and I'm going to go ahead with the default value, which is 0. Frequency penalty, again I'm going to go ahead with the default value, which is 0. Now the stop sequence. So what was the stop sequence? / and hashtag. And then as I come down here, let's say it is the best of 3. And now I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here, as I take you down, we have received the API response. Let's check that out. So this is the ID object created model and here is the text. So this is the story that we have received about the story of freedom. Now, isn't that fantabulous? So once we have received this, what is my next objective? My next objective is that I am supposed to create a document in Google Docs under the name of the story title. So I'm going to select my next application as Google Docs. Here that is. And now the action event here would be to create a blank document. So I'm going to click on this and click on connect. So here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Docs account. So I'm going to click on add new connection and then sign in with Google. So here we have to select the account. Once selected, it is going to ask us for some additional access. So this is an absolutely secure platform. So I'm going to provide the access by clicking on continue. And here we can see that the authorization has been successful. So once this is done, here we have to provide the document name, basically map the data. How do we do it? Click on this and then go to step 1. And here I'm going to go ahead with the story title. So this is going to be the name of my document. And why is mapping important? Because if I write this manually, then every time the workflow runs, it is never going to take the new data into account. It is only going to take the manually written data. So it becomes static. So if you want your data, which is dynamic, to be inculcated, you want to map it. So I'm going to click on save and send test request. So now as I do that, here we can see that we have received the API response. This is the title and this says that a document has been created. Now to check the same, I'm going to take you to my Google Docs and here I'm going to quickly refresh the page. And here we can see that today a document has been created under the name The Importance of Freedom. So once this has been done, going back to Pabbly Connect, what is my next objective? So the content that we have just received through OpenAI, I have to append it in this document. So I'm going to add another action step. And this time again, the application would be Google Doc. Let's click on this. The action event this time would be append a paragraph to a document. I'm going to click on connect. So here again, I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection. Now, as I take you down, so here we have to fill in the document ID. First of all, I'm going to toggle this towards the right and now I'm going to delete this. And from where can we receive this document ID? So we have received this document ID in step 3 where we had created a blank document. As I click on this and I take you down, so this is the document ID. So I'm going to click on this and now the inserted text. For this, I'm going to go to step 2 and I go down and this is the text. Once filled in, I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here we have received the API response. Again, we have received the document ID. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to my Google Doc, open this, the Importance of Freedom document to see, and yes, here is the story. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connects. So what is my next objective? That a link of this document should become a part of the Google Sheet that I have created here. But there is a thing that this particular document right now is only shared with me. It is a private document. So first I'll have to make it public, and to do so, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and here I'm going to add another action step. This time the application would be Google Drive. So this is it. So here my action would be share the file with anyone on the internet. Let's click on this and click on connect. As I do that, again here I have to connect Google Drive account. So I'm going to click on add new connection, sign in with Google. Again here I have to select the account and then provide the additional access. So I'm going to click on continue and here you can see that the authorization has been successful. So once done, let's come down and here we have to provide the file ID. So again, I'm going to toggle this towards the right to open the mapping button and I'm going to delete this. Now for this file ID, I'm going to go to step 4 and this is the document ID. So I'm going to click on this and then click on save and send test request. So here you can see that we have received the API response. This is the name of our document and then this is the web view link. Basically, this is the link that we are supposed to append in our Google Sheet. So now I'm going to go down and this time my final action step would be again Google Sheets. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be, so I have got this particular sheet and I just want to update the cell value, right? So I'm going to go down and here is update cell value. I'm going to click on this and connect. So I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection. And now as I take you down, here we have to fill in this information. So this name of the story has already been selected. This is the sheet, and here we have to provide the range. So it is written here, enter the range of the sheet that needs to be updated. And how do we have to write it? So we have to write the column name plus the row index. Now what is the name of this column? It is B. So I'm going to write B and then the row index. For this row index, I'm going to go to step 1, and then here you can see this is the row index, right? So once we have mapped this, now the value. So I want to map the link here. So I'm going to go to step 5, and here in step 5, let's go to resolution to web view link. So this is the link. Once received, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here we have received the API response, which basically says that our sheet has been updated. Taking you back to my Google Sheet here. And here, yes, we can see that the cell has been updated with the link. So this means that our entire integration process is a complete success. But we also need to check this in real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide another story title. Let's say the name of the story is The Bond of Friendship. So as soon as I've entered, what should happen? First of all, with the help of OpenAI, the content should be created. Once it is generated, a document should be created, and here finally we can see that the link has also been created and is now a part of my Google Sheet. So I hope you have understood the entire process. And now to understand it in a better way, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and here let's understand the entire process. So first of all, my trigger application was Google Sheet. The event here was new or updated spreadsheet row. The action application was OpenAI. The event was to generate content. Then my next action application was Google Docs, where the event was to create a blank document. Then again it was Google Docs, where I had to append a paragraph to a document. Then my next action was Google Drive, where I had to make this particular file public. So I had done that, and finally my action application was Google Sheets, where I had to update the cell value. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if there is any particular integration that you wish to work on, then you can always write to us.
Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.